Yo, SojuTalk Nation! On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego releases from NCT 127, Crush featuring Joy, Agust D, and Baekhyun. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including Big Hit confirmed as the new largest shareholder of Pledis, and big changes to Melon. So prepare your body, hit them summer vibes, because we out here chillin'. Hit me with that intro! Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 88, and we're recording on Monday, May 25th, 2020. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
Hey, you didn't cut out this time. Let's go.
Let's go.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Sub to the SojuTalk YouTube channel, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. All right, we're recording this like 4 hours earlier than we normally do at 3 p.m. instead of 7. I don't know, it's weird, but I take like a nap every single day about this time.
Oh no.
Oh man.
It is struggle city. Like I almost fell asleep waiting for them, but we'll see what happens. I'll get hype as we go through this though.
I apologize for the random Memorial Day change in recording schedule. Apologize.
We have one big announcement, so bear with me here. So the K-pop boy group tier list survey, right? So following the release of the results of the girl group tier list, we are back at it with the 2020 SojuTalk boy group tier list survey. So down below in the YouTube video description, so if you're on audio, head over to YouTube, it's in the description. You can find the survey to give your opinions on where you think boy groups stack up in the world of K-pop in 2020. In terms of what we are looking for, again, we want to know where you think boy groups fit in the industry in terms of sales, popularity, brand, awards, and reputation, or any combination of factors. Try to be as objective as possible, and please do not tier groups based on your personal favorites or who you think is most talented/underrated. Finally, we have some disclaimers. NCT was given as 3 options. NCT as a whole, so all the subunits, so where you think the brand of NCT is, NCT 127, and NCT Dream. So Wavy was not included as they promote mostly in China, and NCTU, we didn't include them because they don't have a set lineup because it changes every single time they come back. Additionally, Big Bang was also included as they are still technically active and have some future schedules set, but we will look into the results of NCT and Big Bang and make a decision on how we should present them once we get the results. Okay, lastly, we could not include every single boy group. There are so many of them this time. I think we got it down to like 55 or 65.
So many.
Man.
So we apologize if any boy group you stan was not included. Okay, finally got through all that. But all right, we are now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 88, where we discuss big new releases, take a quick rewind, and hit you with the music show winners. Let's get it. So in terms of big new releases this week, there's 4 of them, and they're all pretty big. So back on May 19th, Tuesday, we had NCT 127 with Punch. May 20th, Wednesday, we had Crush with Mayday featuring Joy. I messed up these dates again. What day of the week was Friday?
It's okay.
Friday was the May 22nd. We had Agust D's return with Daechwita, and then on today, May 25th, Monday, we had Baekhyun with Candy. Let's start at the top though with NCT 127 Punch.
I wanna hit the world with rocket punch.
All right, but they're from SM. Y'all probably know that. Debuted back in 2016. Last 3 songs were Kick It, Highway to Heaven, Superhuman. 9 music show wins so far. And NCT have recorded over 1 million total sales of their second full album. So
Big number.
NCT #127 Neozone. So that was the one that Kick It was on. It sold over 800,000 copies. And then this one, which is the repackaging of that album. So NCT #127 Neozone, the final round. It sold over 400,000 albums. So the total is 1.2 million.
Wow. Big numbers.
All right, but let's talk about the song now. For me,
Yeah. For you.
how do I put this?
You don't look so happy.
I was very confused about this song, and and still am.
I
think
can understand that.
the main thing I wanted to say was, it feels kind of disjointed. Like they were these cool parts all over the place, right? Now,
Right.
I think the thing I said before was to Warren and Anita off camera was that it felt like there were 3 or 4 really good songs in this one song.
Yeah.
But when they pushed all these parts together, it just didn't really feel cohesive to me. That's my overall impression of this song. What about you guys?
So you felt like the transitions weren't well done. Well executed.
Yeah, I felt like we were hitting one vibe and then it completely switched to another vibe. And I was like, oh, you doing this now, but then all of a sudden they switch to something else.
Right.
I don't know.
Because at one moment they're doing the whole like ASMR thing, right? And then next moment they're doing the Tron thing, and then at the end there's the whole like Rocky thing going on.
Yeah,
it's like,
trumpets.
I know.
Type of thing.
It's I do agree. It is very chaotic. It's almost chaotic to the point where like there isn't a good like. If you think about songs, right? There's always a beginning, and then it builds up to a chorus. Then it takes a break in the second verse. Then the chorus. There's an up and down and up and down. There's a roller coaster there emotionally, and that really didn't pan out for me personally. That's what I'll say.
You know, the other thing is because there were so many like distinct parts, right?
Right.
I found a lot of them to be not memorable. The only part for me is like the "Ay, we ballin'." That's the one thing that really stuck in my head from that entire song. The rest of it, I was just like, other than I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but the Taeyong whispering thing, ASMR.
Oh, yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that, to be completely honest. What about you, Anita?
Particularly to that part or the song in general?
The whispering. The
whispering. I think back this kind of just playing on different tones and sounds, right? It reminded me of what happened with their previous comeback, Limitless, that happened a couple of years back, where Taeyong also did like a vocal fry type of thing in his verse, in his line, and at the time I feel like it also felt a little odd, like it wasn't necessary, but it added something because it was different. In this case, I feel like it was an attempt at this about the same thing, right? Something a little different. Oddly enough, I feel like it went more with this song for some reason, but I still don't know if it was necessary, if that makes sense.
I do agree with that, and like I do want to add that each segment felt very well done. They were well produced.
Yes.
Everyone did great jobs. It's just, I heard that like when K-pop producers make songs, sometimes it's like, a group of producer works on the chorus, a group of producer works on the verses, and they combine it all together. Where the final, mix master, combine it all together. And sometimes I think that's a good thing. Sometimes I'm gonna guess that's what happened here, and sometimes I don't think that's the best thing because you ended up with these, 5 different segments that play really nice independently. And I wish they would have been a little more expanded upon that separately. Like more just all Rocky or all ASMR or like.
Are the Cordies into like BDSM or something?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Did you overhear us talking about that?
No, I also had this comment. There were a lot of like leather and straps and studs.
I guess different context, I guess, because when I saw the outfits, right, I thought like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is like biker like type of thing. I did not think of that.
Sorry.
I did not.
I don't know any bikers that dress like that.
Well,
no.
I guess I just exposed myself.
We're a Safe for Work podcast.
This is one of those like beautiful box SM music videos where they put them in a pretty decorated box, have nice costumes. Also, like if you think about the costume changes, they're very drastically different. We have the biker look. You have like the preppy look where they're kind of wearing like varsity jacket type things, right? It's like sort of similar to the song. Like the vibes are kind of all over the place depending on what section you're looking at.
Yeah.
I do think as Warren said, each part is really good, right? I love the thing SM does where they layer vocals. Same thing in the Baekhyun song we're going to cover later. Even with one person, they love to layer the vocals. I think that's always one of the strongest things that SM does with the guy groups in particular. But at the end of the day, for me, I was just like, I watched the song, and because there's so many different parts and because the vibes are very different between each part, I felt like there's this, like, most songs have this natural progression. We're going to build, we're going to hit something, and we're going to pay it off, right?
Right.
This song is just like the energy levels and what's going on for me were so all over the place that I didn't feel like rewarded for listening to the build.
Yeah.
Now, that's not saying this is a terrible song. It's just like, when I watched it the first time, I was like, what just happened? Especially when they started with the Tron thing. I was like, okay, because there's a video game coming out in a couple months called Cyberpunk, which I'm looking into the lore. It's steampunky. It's kind of like electronic, you know? And I was like, oh, we're going to go like dystopian theme. And then they just started doing everything. And I was like, I'm getting whispered to all of a sudden. I don't know how to handle this.
I was like showering when I first heard this because I woke up and I was listening while I was like, getting ready in the morning. And suddenly there was a point where I didn't hear much. And I was like, wait, what's going on? And I stopped the water. I was like, oh, he's whispering. Why is he doing this?
It was not even like a one-time whisper. He whispered twice at you, sir. Like, all of his lines are pretty much whispers in the song. Could you imagine that? I don't know.
I do want to say though, I wouldn't skip the song if it came on the playlist.
Oh no, it's especially the "We Ballin'" part is its vibes. That's a great part.
Right. It's still a good song. It's just I felt like there was so much potential that never like materialized. Like
the last point I want to the last question I want to ask before we move on is: do you prefer Punch to Kick It?
I would not say that.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the same boat. I think Kick It's like more catchy and makes more sense. What about you, Warren? You seem confused.
No,
okay,
agree.
He's doing the Kick It dance moves. All right, well, obviously, regardless of what we think, NCT 127 they're selling ridiculously well. I think there's a hard argument. I saw a couple people talking about it on our Discord server that they are the number 3 guy group entity right now.
Wow.
I call it entity because they're technically a subunit of a bigger thing, right? But if you think about album sales and things like that, it's like, all right, BTS at the top, right? That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Most people would put 17 too, and then the argument comes at 3. Do you put like NCT? Do you leave EXO up there? Do you put Monsta X in that conversation? Those are the groups that I see people mentioning the most.
Interesting.
Yeah, because 1.2 million album sales so far in the year, and like it's definitely gonna go up if they release one other song in the fall. That's gonna be probably over 2 million.
I guess we'll have to save that conversation for the tier list video.
Ooh.
Oh,
maybe.
Pivot! Look at me, pro podcaster over here. Okay.
All right, let's move on now. So the second song for this week came out on May 20th, Wednesday. We had Crush Mayday featuring Joy. So he is now under P Nation. Y'all know that size company.
Right.
Debuted back in 2012. His last 3 songs. The way his songs come out, sometimes they're big releases, sometimes they're not. So the 3 I wrote down here were Digital Lover, Ibiza, and Nighty Night. One music show win so far, but for someone like Crush, that really doesn't mean much. Here's a take. This budget music video is better than a lot of serious music videos.
I agree, actually.
It's so fun.
It's
so
fun, right?
Yeah.
Like, what I got from the whole song and the music, especially the music video, it's like looking into him daydreaming, essentially.
I guess you could interpret it like that, yeah.
Yeah, because like the reason why I think that is because there was a scene where he was watching like a cooking show on the TV, right? And then the next 2 scenes are also cooking things, but they're like kind of crazier than the first one. So I thought a lot of this song could be like a journey into his imagination and what he thinks is going on.
I guess I kind of interpreted it that way as well, because like when we've all been home for quite a long time now at this point, and reality flows kind of differently, like. It feels like time is on a different timeline now.
Yeah,
it's just on a different speed, and that's kind of what I thought it was like. Like it's slow that it's becoming unrealistic. I don't know. I'm not making any sense, but I'm sure you get the idea.
There was a line in the song, something that had to do with like, I've done nothing all day, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
I completely understand that feeling.
Yeah,
like. Not gonna lie, like my parents' store has been able to halfway reopen up with contactless stuff, but like, so I'm finally starting to get to do activities, even though that means going to work, right? At the same time, it's like, not gonna lie, I've been pretty bored, right? Because like, how many video games? I mean, I could play a lot of video games, but like at a certain point, I'm like, I like to go do something,
right?
Switch up the scenery a little. But
the point isn't a lot of video games,
No, Anita, what did you think of Mayday?
I guess I didn't see the music video as that interpretation, right?
Okay.
I kind of just thought the whole thing was, I guess it was reality, but a reality that's like fantasy based, right? So it's not
Oh, yeah,
really
that's
like,
another
the
way of seeing
real
it, for sure.
thing,
Right.
right? But I also feel like it was meant to be like very comedic, very funny, you know, like the whole
Right.
time that I was watching it, I was smiling because I don't know, there's so many shots and the editing and I don't know, everything about it is really fun. So I don't know, I feel like the song itself is talking about like that feeling, right, of like this exhaustion without really knowing why
Mhm.
that I feel like a lot of people are going through right now. So it's kind of like not a very happy topic, but it feels happy because of the way it's portrayed and fun. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting take. I think it's a very nice way of repurposing this feeling, right, and making it pleasant.
How? Wait, I don't know what. I was gonna ask a question, but then I was like, I don't actually have a question to ask. I want to say something. So I attribute that to me just being tired. But
Okay.
the Joy featuring in this song is
Yo!
one of the best featurings I've seen. You know, like I know
wish there
we've
was
had a lot of
more.
collabs. Yeah, I wish there was more.
Yeah.
She had like the one verse thing towards the end. Her like personality came out so much in her feature. Even in the music video, like I've seen her do that thing where she pushes a dude against the wall on like Knowing Bros.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's done that before.
Yeah.
Also, I loved how they did that retro thing where she's coming down the stairs and there's clearly like a assistant with a fan, like
Yep,
below the
yep.
stairs a little, so she looks like a goddess. She came out of like a pot at the beginning, right? Like
No. She came out of the paper castle thing with like.
no,
she
if
just
you
popped
look,
out.
there's a pot in the castle. Like you know how they
What?
do. Yeah, it had to do with that cooking scene.
Yeah. Like he
Oh.
was replicating what he saw in the
Okay,
video.
I wasn't sure if
Was he
Joy
was he cooking Joy?
No,
Is that what it is?
I wasn't sure if Joy was supposed to be his dog. I'll explain this.
Oh, what?
Because there's a scene with the trainer where there's a dog, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you see him putting like white fur looking thing into the pot,
Oh,
and then Joy comes
yeah,
out.
You're right.
So is Joy
Wait,
like
what?
the dog he loves? I wasn't sure what was
This
going on.
is dude.
need
It's
to
getting
rewatch
weird, man.
But you know what? I'm now that you've pieced it together, right, Anita?
Okay,
Yeah.
it's weird.
So that I, was like,
What?
yeah, there was like he had the buff guy like with the
Yeah.
diagram of how to pet a dog and stuff in the
Right.
back.
Right.
And then there's a cooking scene where he has some like white fur, which I assume is from the dog in the pot, and then
Right.
Joy pops out. So I was trying to figure out what was going on there.
I need
to
to
be honest.
watch this.
Dude, okay, I saw the music video too, like multiple times, but I was like, this is just cute, you know, like whatever. Joy pops out, man.
Maybe in my quarantine boredness, I was looking too much into the music video. I was confused a little. I thought it was great though.
I loved it.
sh-
Yeah.
She is underrated as a vocalist, and I'm happy to see she's getting work, even though Red Velvet is not actively promoting because we are waiting for the Sugi Irene thing to come out.
Right.
Right.
In terms of that, there was pictures taken of Irene and Sugi at a water park this past week,
Oh,
wow.
filming the music video. It seemed
nice.
like a sexy concept. They were in black pants and white dress shirts.
Oh,
So
What?
we'll have
That's gonna be
yes,
interesting.
so we'll have to see what happens there. But do we have any parting thoughts on Crush's Mayday featuring Joy?
I didn't really say much about this song, Doug.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say, what about you, Warren?
All right, well, what about you,
Oh,
Warren?
it's my turn. I mean, I didn't have much more to say, to be honest. I was just messing with you. I do want to add though. I do want to add a little bit at the as an ending thought because I particularly requested the song, right? Mostly because one thing because I like Crush, but the other is there's a lot of artists internationally coming out with like quarantine vibes kind of songs, you know.
Right.
And it's for one thing, it's great to see the world of music coming together, you know, doing this quarantine lives and quarantine like special albums. Like Charlie XCX dropped an album like a week ago. It's kind of mind blowing. I know she's not K-pop, but like stuff like this is happening. It's really cool. And if you dig around for it, there's a lot of cool stuff out here doing putting stuff out because you know artists are people too. They're going through different life. They're going through a different life. That's never happened to them before. So. Dope.
Okay,
Yes.
let's move on to the next song, which is probably the biggest one that dropped this week. So, May 22nd, Friday, we had Agust D. How do I pronounce this name, Warren? Because
It's English. August D.
no,
Augustine.
not his name. The song title.
Oh,
Oh.
Daechwita.
Daechwita. Okay.
Daechwita.
Daechwita. Okay, so he is from Big Hit. You know, he's actually Suga. We all know that. So he'll be back in 2010. Was it 2010? It's been that long. I might be
It's been
wrong
a
with that.
while.
But his last songs, well, obviously he participated in On, his song Shadow from Map of the Soul 7, and Map of the Soul 7, the whole album itself. 90 music show win so far with BTS. So this is from that mysterious teaser we saw last week, right? Where it was
Right.
counting down. And then they released this when it reached D2 because that's the name of the mixtape. So the D2 mixtape is his first since Agust D, the last mixtape dropped in 2016. And it topped iTunes album charts in over 80 countries and regions. In the music video, Suga goes back in the past as he transforms from a commoner to a king. Daechwita is named after a genre of traditional Korean military music that includes wind and percussion instruments and is generally played when like a king or something comes into town. They play this style of music.
It's like marching band music, you know.
So I'll start off with a take.
Okay.
Oh.
This is for me at the top of my favorite music videos from 2020.
Okay, I see that.
Along with Winter's Hold, because I just like that music. I think the production value was ridiculous. It honestly felt like a K-drama. Like,
Yeah.
I would pay to watch this type of K-drama. You know what I mean? Like, I was intrigued.
watched. Yeah, Kingdom. Yep.
Yes.
Vibes. Yep.
I heard it was shot in the Mr. Sunshine.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like so from I saw some behind the scenes stuff. NBC, one of the TV shows, I believe it's NBC. They have like this kind of traditional Korean set. It's not in a real palace. It's a man-made, more
Right.
modern one, and they film a lot of things over there, which I think is pretty cool. I want to know what Warren thinks about this though, because I know he maybe controversially has not been like the biggest plaudit of idol rapping in the past. So what did you think of this one?
I'll start with the positive parts, you know?
Okay.
How about that? I remember listening to Agust D by Agust D in 2016. I didn't really like it. I thought it was very typical of idol rap in terms of like the good parts and the bad parts. The lyrics were kind of very shallow. It wasn't really much for me to like dig into. That being said, I've always said this, in the past, for their competition, compared to all the idol rappers, if I had to like put them all in a rank, Agust D, Suga, they would obviously be in the upper tiers. That's not really of any argument there. That being said, compared to 2016 and now we're at 2020, 4 years has passed. Has this been an improvement? Hell yes. It's been a gigantic improvement.
I went and listened to Agust D, right?
Right.
It felt like to me, Agust D, the song, not the person, was just like pure aggression, right? Like it was just like, I'm angry. This is my, I'm gonna just spill my emotions out, right?
Right.
This one, Daechwita, feels more like controlled rage. Like more methodical about the approach.
Yeah, I mean the theme that's where it kind of falls apart for me, right? Because he's very aggressive, he's very angry, and it's not explained why. Because his lyrics and his everything about I heard most of the mixtape. He goes into a little bit, but it was very aggressive, but he was just kind of flexing, which I look. I listen to hip hop mostly. I have nothing against flexing. But at the same time, those two things kind of felt like they were a little disjointed there. That being said, when I'm saying these criticisms, I recognize that I'm a rap fan, and I recognize that I'm a hip hop fan. So I'm picking these things out from that perspective. If compared to, within idol mainstream K-pop, I think this is a great song. However, because I have already listened to many songs like this, it was not super fascinating or super interesting for me. I will say the beat is pretty well made. I really dig it.
Yeah.
I'm still not a fan of when people put in traditional Korean motifs just for the sake of it, but it did feel really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was really cool to watch and listen to. So I'm not really gonna complain to that. I don't know. I could go in more if you'd like, but
well, let's get Anita's impression first.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the straight vibes of this for you?
Yeah. For me, I liked how the traditional motifs were incorporated in this because it felt like it made sense, right? With the the title of the song, the set, and the feeling that it was trying to portray, it made sense to me. And I didn't think it was too much musically. I might have to like listen again and make sure, but from what I can remember, I didn't feel overwhelmed.
Same.
So I feel like it was tastefully done, right?
Yes.
And I think that made it more memorable to me as well. I feel like I've watched the music video a couple of times, mostly for the visuals, right? Because the set is great. The production value for this whole thing is you can see it. Like they put money on this, the arrangement, the shots. It looks really good. So the song by itself, though, I feel like I like it more than his first solo, Agust D. Mostly because I feel like it's very. I remember it more. It's more catchy to me, I guess. Yeah. But I feel like it also runs into this area for me where it almost becomes a little too repetitive at times. And I mean, it makes it memorable, right? So it's a good thing, but I also feel it can be a bad thing if it feels like it's a lot of the same thing over and over again. So I don't know. I definitely feel like it's a really good song. I would definitely listen to it, and I have listened to it a lot since it came out. But I don't know if it's something like the most amazing thing that I've heard, at least from Suga or from people related to BTS, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's a couple things I want to go over. So it's interesting that Warren pointed out that the mixtape seemed like a flex because one of his lyrics in this song was saying like he's not flexing, I believe.
I think he was. That's obviously him flexing that he's not flexing. That's
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not joking when I say that. That's honestly what that is.
You know, my favorite scene in this entire music video is at the end when, what is it? Poor Suga has his arms tied and is blindfolded, and then the chorus comes in and he's banging his head, and all the other people are.
Yeah, that was.
I think that's iconic. That shot is ridiculous.
So cool.
Now, in terms of the interpretation, I don't know, of course, any of the lore. That's my disclaimer about what's going on.
You don't know any of the lore. None of us.
How I interpreted this music video, right? So it's a rags to riches story, right? He's a commoner. He somehow makes it to become king/emperor, whatever you want to call it, right? And then they do that swerve at the end where basically I felt that it's that moment where once you've made it, you can choose to either kill your past and forget about where you came from or embrace it, right? That's a part of you. And I took it so that when he was gonna kill himself, right? And he didn't, and the guy took out a gun. Number one, that guy brought a knife to a gunfight. You're gonna lose, fam. But and then the past self comes out and pulls out the gun and shoots the king self, right? To me, that was more like him trying to convey that I've made it, but I'm not gonna forget my past.
That's what I saw it as kind of as well. Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. That was like a perfect like moment in a drama too. Like I don't know how the time would it take place, how all of a sudden you got a revolver, but like at the same time I thought that was a really cool thing to do with it. So you got
I think it was cool too.
Okay. So there was the Jin and Jungkook cameo that was more direct.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, so that's in the first scene, Warren, when he's walking through the market or the street.
Oh,
there's a guy with a fishing pole that's Jin, and he hits Jungkook with it, and they have like a fake fist fight. And then also they had a Bang PD shout out with the picture because that's supposed to be him in his in his nose. I thought that was really done too. But I really like this song. Like I didn't expect myself to. Number one, I am not really into hip hop all that much. Normally it takes a lot of effort on Warren's part to get me to listen to something hip hop related.
I'll have to mention it 12 times.
I've been listening to this song nonstop since it came out.
It is a banger. I'm not gonna lie, it is a banger.
For someone like me who, I don't know, I guess I'm a simple guy. I like in girl group stuff. I like I always talk about momentum and paying it off, right? For me, like something about I was already headbanging, and then he started headbanging in the music video, and I was like, like they did, like for me, it just hit all the right notes. I personally am in love with this song. I think it's amazing. We could talk about Certified Spicy after we get through all the songs, but I 100% want to give this Certified Spicy.
I'm a little hesitant about that, to be honest.
No, that's fine, but we could talk about that towards the end. But do we have anything else to say about this song? 3, 2, 1.
I kind of wanted more.
You wanted more in
my-
what respect?
From I guess this is more about the whole mixtape rather than the single.
Okay.
But if you look at idols who have come to hip hop and been like, we are also capable as hip hop musicians. When you have artists, they usually have like a thesis piece that has unanimously persuaded everybody, all the hip hop heads. In that aspect, am I perfectly persuaded that he is capable of being an idol? Am I perfectly persuaded that he's capable of being two entities, an idol and a hip hop artist? No. But at the same time, I am very impressed. I will say that. That's how I'll wrap it up.
No, I think that's good. I think that's fair because if you think of someone like Zico, his boy group career and his hip hop career are very distinct entities. I would say.
Right.
Now, obviously they blend a lot, right? Because that's just his style. But it seems like those are two very different sides of a page for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm Zico, the hip hop artist. I'm Zico, the Block B member, right?
Right. And GD kind of had a similar thing. At one point, everybody could kind of tell that he was kind of not just an idol anymore. He was becoming like a cultural icon.
No, yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna say something. And then that I think around that moment was when he was, doing One of a Kind, where he was pulling in hip hop trends and like the cool things in hip hop that was not even being done in within Korean hip hop. He was just two heads ahead of everybody. That's the other thing. And there's other artists, like Bobby, for example, and like and I'm not saying that Agust D and Suga is like inferior to those at all. I think Suga is creating a path of his own and really paving his own way. But would I listen to this mixtape or his song over the other songs? That's a little.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Would you say he's relatively close though to being able to separate the two, his idol life and his hip hop life?
I don't know. I don't think I can make.
You would need to hear the next mixtape if we ever got one, right?
Yeah. Cause yeah.
But you would say he's potentially capable of getting there.
Yeah, I kind of want to see him do it. That's why I brought
That'd be
this up.
nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, that's cool. I think we had a good discussion because
Yeah.
like obviously these are just our opinions, right? I know a lot of people are in the same boat with me who are like, this is the best thing ever, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously Warren comes from a perspective where he's more hip hop and production focused, right? So don't get angry at Warren too much. Like he's not maliciously saying like your favorite song is bad. He's just saying why it might not be the best thing for him. I'm just trying to protect you, fam. Because
look, if you want to comment on it, please do go ahead. But like, please, keep it civil down there in the comments.
All right. Lastly, we have on today, May 25th, Monday, we have Baekhyun with Candy. So he is from SM, debuted back in 2012. Let me fix something. So Agust D, right? I said that he debuted in 2012. He released stuff in 2012, right? Whereas BTS debuted in 2013. So that's why I got a little confused back there. But going back to Baekhyun, so his last 3 songs, he was, of course, a part of Obsession with EXO, Jopping with Super M, and then his last release himself was UN Village, right? So he has 3 music show wins as a solo artist, 107 with EXO. So, and this album, mini album, right? It sold 567,000 albums on Hanteo in the first day, right? Which is now the 3rd highest first day sales on Hanteo in the entire history of the chart, after Map of the Soul 7 and Map of the Soul Persona. The first day sales alone just on Hanteo would make him the best-selling solo artist in 2019, beating his own 2019 first place total of 554,000.
Wow.
There are also reports coming out right now that if you total up all markets, including like the Chinese market, which is the second primary big one, there's over 1 million copies sold of this.
So you're saying that according to Hanto, this is the biggest solo artist
Debut release ever? Yes, in the first day.
Whoa.
Wow,
Crazy.
that's crazy. Man.
Going into the song itself, for me, Candy, it's like pretty summery, or would you say? It's summer
it's
notes.
Brighter, yeah.
Brighter.
Yeah.
It's very different than UN Village.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
For me, this song felt like a thesis of his idol prowess, Like
Ooh.
he did. So this is a very idol-y song, right? Where You and Village might not be the most. This is a very idol-based solo song, I would say. I think it is. You know, the reason why I think it's very idol-based is because there's a heavy emphasis on the choreo this time around.
Oh, I love the choreo. So
okay.
good.
That's why I'm saying
Okay.
that.
That's
Because
a fair argument to take.
I think that the choreo in this song is ridiculous. Now, I want to say that there's another music video that came out earlier in the year. It was Kang Daniel's To You that also took place in like a theater, right?
Right. Yeah.
I was trying to think of, because you got to think they're two of the most prominent male solo artists going right now, right? And they both have a very typically idol style of music, although You and Village is kind of not. But they are two notable idols, let's just say that. The main difference, I rewatched both of them back to back, and I was trying to figure out what is the difference, because I personally prefer Candy, right?
Right.
The difference for me, it's not that the Kang Daniel To You isn't good. The difference is the ease at which Baekhyun performs his song in.
Yeah.
It
so
just seems-
easy.
It just seems so buttery, so smooth, so easy for him to do it. That's the main difference that I get between the two. Well, what are you guys' initial impressions of Candy?
Actually, since we're talking about choreo, you want to go first, Anita?
Yes. Well, I was gonna say the person that choreographed this and was mentioned to be working on this song was called Casper. So Casper has worked with EXO before, and he was in the mastermind for Call Me Baby, Coco Bob, you know, those dances. So of course I really saw it in this choreo as well. And I feel like what makes it work for me is that it's very trendy. Like if you look at it, a lot of the moves you can recognize are popular right now. But it like Doug mentioned, it seems very smooth. Like it flows super well. Like all of the transitions, and then I feel like his charisma as well. When even in the video, like you can just tell it's seniority, I guess, but experience too. That I don't know. It just seems very, very easy. Like it flows. You're not questioning anything. So, I don't know. But for me, the song, it does feel like brighter. I prefer it to UN Village personally, because it does feel like a more of a showing off of like range, like vocally and performance, right? So I feel like it encompasses who Baekhyun is as a performer, I think.
Right. That's one of the things I got out of the song as well, because like I feel like it's the music video and the song. I feel like they complement each other so well with this.
Yes.
Like, because I listened to the song and like before I saw the music video, I was like, wow, that's a lot of charisma. This is very sexy, so smooth. And then I go see the video and I'm like, wow, this is very mature, very sexy, very smooth. You know, like. And like they were just perfect compliments, you know, like they just bounced right off of each other. This is what I mean when like, you know, the music video and the song just are like they create a complete product together. And of course they can, you know, be independent products, but when they're together, man, now that you've added those two things, synergy, you know.
Okay, Anita, you know some EXO stuff. Is Baekhyun considered like top tier dancer?
Honestly, it's been a minute with me and EXO, but I pretty sure he was considered in that dance line.
Okay,
if I am correct, yeah.
Because maybe I don't know enough about EXO personally, but I was like, this dancing,
right?
What is this? It was so, and they also did some interesting things with the camera angles that he danced at. He wasn't always facing the camera direct on, which I thought really added to the cinematic experience. I'm getting technical today for some reason.
Cinematic experience.
Yeah. Also, the breakdown that happened was so sexy.
Yep.
Bro.
Good stuff.
I know I'm a Kai stand in EXO technically, but Baekhyun, I see you, fam. You know? There's that line, got me feeling like pop rock strawberry bubblegum.
That's my favorite.
So
That's
good.
My favorite part.
That line is so good.
Kenzie had a hand in the lyrics as well. Just wanted to put it out there.
Man.
Yes, a lot of the mini album. The mini album
back at it again.
Sounds great. I only listened to the medley, but I'm looking forward to the whole thing.
See, yeah, that's what I got out of this. That's what I got out of this comeback. Cause like the song in the album is so well produced. It's so well made. Like
this is so well. This whole like package is so well done.
Yes.
Right. And Doug, I know you said this sounds very idly because of the choreo, but like if you listen to it without the music video, I could honestly hear this on like any like popular PBR&B trendy like
Yeah,
album.
it
Like,
does have some tones of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
like,
might be
could
true.
Yeah, it could be a track on Dean's new album or like DPR. Like,
Yeah.
it has like the future wave, future bass kind of like PBR&B kind of thing, trap thing. It's kind of hip hop. It's really well made, just so sexy.
No, that's a good point because
So
you know how
sick.
I consume most of my media visually. Like I don't really listen to that much music without the video unless I like have to or I'm at the gym or something. Because I'm not gonna be like doing like bench press and like no. What am I even saying? Okay, what I was saying was what I was saying was I'm not gonna be doing like bench press and watching the music video at the same time. That's like about the only
Right,
time.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
if I'm on an airplane or a car ride, that's when I just listen to the music. But generally, I'm watching the music video. So I guess because the choreo was so well done that I was like, this is pretty idly. But at the same time, maybe I will like
No.
listen to it minus the dancing.
I think that's proof that like he combined those two things really
Yeah.
well, right?
I
Like
agree.
he took what is typically not an idly song, right? And then because our idly song, there's a clear breakdown and like fancy drop and all that, and like he took what is not what I would consider a not typical K-pop song, and then did a very good interpretation of it as an idol with this really good choreo and like just amazing interpretation and vocalization, and it's just comes so well together. It's just
You can feel his experience.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so obvious. You watch this, you're
Yeah.
like, this is some top tier K-pop we're watching right now, right? That was like what I was thinking.
Poppy of K-pop here, man.
But I think we're pretty good on this discussion of Baekhyun's Candy. Let's now talk Certified Spicy because we've kind of been forgetting the last couple weeks. But don't worry, we've been talking about it off camera, and if any songs were, we would have mentioned it, and none of them were. I'm willing
Okay.
to give Certified Spicy on 2 songs this week.
Same. I want a
songs?
double feature.
My first one, you probably could guess Agust D's Daechwita because I just want to. The second one's Baekhyun's Candy. I would want to give it to it as well.
I agree.
I agree with Baekhyun Candy. I'm a little hesitant about Daechwita, but no, actually, I recognize that I'm in a very vast minority here.
So are you willing to give it?
Yeah, if you guys want to.
All right,
okay.
well, let's
Yeah,
get
there we
yeah, there we go. No, we're just gonna take what we get. You can't retract this. All right, so we're adding 2 Certified Spicy songs this week: Agust D's Daechwita and Baekhyun's Candy. Now, please keep in mind that this is just from the 3 of us. It means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
We are debating behind the scenes for. I'm gonna start like hinting us of season 3. We might add a new segment that might have something that is sort of tangible. But
Yeah,
we still
right.
got.
Yeah, I know a lot of people talk about. I've seen people that talk about it on the Discord. I mostly lurk, but I've seen people talk about it. Please don't make a big deal out of it. It's just
Well, just know once we reach season 3, we might have something similar to Certified Spicy that would be probably more interesting for everyone.
I really regret not giving it to Fiesta. I'm not gonna
Nope.
lie.
Yeah.
No, I really do.
take
It's
your
too
lumps
late now, but
take your lumps.
I'm sorry, Doug.
All right, so other songs released this week. There are way too many. There's 8 of them. So we had 2 girl group debuts. One is called Red Square. They debuted with Colorful. They are from About Entertainment. The second girl group debut was from Secret Number. They released Who's This? And they are from Vine Entertainment. Additionally, we had Lovely Sujong made a solo debut with Tiger Eyes. Yubin released Yaya, also known as Me Time. Only One of released Angel. Minji, formerly of 21, released Lovely. DKB, also known as Dak B, released Still. And then Kim Woo-suk, formerly of X1, also in Up Tension, had a solo debut with Red Moon.
Wow.
Okay.
I need to go check these all out.
But now we are at a quick remind. So back on episode 85, we reviewed Gongwon Sonyo Bazooka, NCT Dream Riding, Astro Knock, and Taeyeon's Happy.
Ooh.
I am now way more positive on Bazooka than I was back then.
I love Bazooka.
I think it's great now. It's good. It's good. It's good.
I
It took
really
me a
like
while.
it.
Bazooka.
I was
Sorry.
the person who was
Sorry.
a little bit lukewarm on it at the time because I think I was stuck on their old sound. I think it's great now though. Taeyeon's Happy, it was a like a sort of happy / melancholy depending on how you viewed it song. I haven't really listened to it much since then.
Same.
I've
Astros-
actually been listening to it a lot.
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean it's just one of those things that really helped me get through the morning.
Okay, that makes sense. Astro's Knock, I haven't listened to it that much. It didn't really grow on me as much as I had thought.
Same.
NCT Dream Riding, I haven't listened to it that much, but the chorus is still stuck in my head. So that's got to say something about the earworm aspect of that song. What about you, Anita? Have you been listening to any of these ones?
I'm pretty much the same as you as far as like Happy Nog. For Riding, I did listen to it a bit more after it came out, after we reviewed it. But for me, and also for 127 recently, I feel like I've been going more towards their B-sides.
Okay.
The B-sides were really good for that album, for NCT Dream, and the repackage for NCT 127 have also been really good. So I don't know. I feel like the title track, yes, it is catchy. It is earwormy. But for me, I gravitated towards the B-sides.
Okay, that's fair. So in terms of the K-pop oldie of the week, it's After School's Bang. Can you follow me? Yes, So that was that was released back in 2010. They rocked the like marching band concept.
Yes.
And Becca was still in the group at that point, so that's something to point out.
Can you follow me? Yes.
Her name was Becca, right? Am I wrong with that?
No, Becca was there.
Yeah,
It was the OG lineup.
Yeah, the
right?
OG lineup. So shout out to After School. That is a very interesting group because of the age groups that happened, their trajectory. They had a graduation system back in the day, which was kind of controversial.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting stuff. But lastly, for part one, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
All right. So for the show on Tuesday, there was no show winner or show, but for the rest of the week, for Show Champion on Wednesday, M Countdown on Thursday, Music Bank on Friday, and Show Music Core on Saturday. Newest, I'm in Trouble, won 4 times. So there are 4 wins for this
Good job for Newest.
comeback. So congrats to them. And then lastly, on Sunday, on Inkigayo, IU's 8 featuring Suga had its second win. So,
awesome. So shout out to Newest. They're killing it. But we are now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 88. If you are listening to the audio version, sit tight. And if you are on YouTube, head over to the episode 88 part 2 video. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.